Welcome. Welcome to Yoga with Dags. Let's see. Okay, let's start in Dandasana. I'm sitting on 2 bricks. For our practice today, I have 2 bricks. I have a belt. I have a tall kitchen stool, but you could have a regular chair if you don't have a tall kitchen stool, or you could modify using the wall. Or you can use a chair and add a couple bricks if you want more height. So, we'll just see how it goes and see what you have. But if you have a stool, a kitchen stool, that would be a great height, I would imagine. A chair with a couple of bricks would also work, but a belt would be wonderful to have too. So, so let's just land here in our bodies and take a cross-legged pose. So I'm going to take my left foot beneath my right knee and do the same with the opposite and just come into an easy pose, cross-legged pose. I'm going to take a minute and roll my thighs upwards. So I'm rolling my inner thigh up toward the ceiling, wrapping my outer one down and under on both sides. And then I'm going to move the flesh from my sitting bones. And I'm just going to close my eyes. So close your eyes. And just settle into this very moment. And just notice, just take a moment to notice if you're sitting equally from side to side on your sitting bones. Sometimes one might be landing a little more heavily than the other. So just try to equalize how it feels from side to side, where your seat is touching the bricks or the earth, and equal how your feet are touching from side to side, pressing down through the edges of your feet and even pressing down slightly with your hands to find some space and some lift up through your spine. So just begin to make space between each of your vertebrae all the way up through the crown of your head. And let's just seal our lips and begin to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Good. And then let's just interlace our hands, press your palms forward, beginning to open the shoulders and inhale them up. Good. And then just see if you can use the palms to press up. And as you press up, find the arms helping you to lift your spine more, but soften the tops of your shoulders. And just take a big breath here in through the nose and out through the nose. And on your exhalation, just release the arms out to the side. Good, and then crossing with your other thumb on top, your uncustomary cross. We'll do that again, pressing the thumbs forward, inhaling the arms up. Lifting the spine up, and exhale, releasing the arms down. Beautiful. And then taking your belt, actually let's change the cross first. So this time we'll take the right one under first and then the left one. This will, change the orientation of the hips a little bit. So again, finding equality from side to side, finding your seat, and then taking your belt in your hands. We're just going to warm our shoulders. Inhale up. Try to find the right distance that you can keep your arms straight as you exhale down and back. Use the breath to make the movement. Inhaling up, exhaling forward. Just waking up the shoulders a little bit. We're going to do a lot with our hips today, so we're just waking up the shoulders too. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Getting the breath woken up. Sometimes we forget about our breath during the day, but during yoga, we stay with it. We stay conscious of it. So we're inhaling up and then exhale, one arm down and back, the other one straight up to heaven. Both arms are straight and strong. Inhale to transition. Exhale, opposite side. couple of these, just opening the shoulders. Good. One more each way. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and then exhale the belt down and forward and just release that and just roll those shoulders out. Let's cup them and roll them. Oh, yes. This warms us up. Moving the arms and the shoulder. It opens the heart, it opens the circulation, and it gets us warming up. So inhaling up, exhaling down and forward. A couple more of these. Good. Nice. And then we're just going to come right off our grips. We're going to do a little stretching of our hamstrings and IT bands. I'm going to lie down with my knees bent. And once you lie down with your knees bent, just take a moment to find equality again from side to side. Make your spine nice and long. And then we're gonna take our left knee into the chest and belt it and stretch it straight up. And get your arms straight too, but plug the arm bones down into their sockets. And just see if you can fill out the back of this hamstring energetically and press your foot up at the ceiling. See if you can drop this outer hip of your lifted leg down a little bit. And then once your hips feel level and even, you can straighten the opposite leg, trying to reach through that opposite leg, trying to reach through both feet, both legs, breathing into any tightness as we're beginning to open up our hamstrings here. Good, and then keeping the belt in your right hand, take the left arm out to the side. Try to keep your leg right at the level of your hip and just slowly take it across the body. Slowly take it across. As you're taking it across, keep reaching through the leg on the ground, keep reaching through the heel of this leg as well. Keep dropping this outer hip down. And continue with a beautiful breath. You can rest the elbow if you want to. And just take a nice breath into the stretch here. When you're ready, you can inhale that back up to the center. Then right from the top of the slide, turn the toes of the lifted leg out. And then right arm out to the side. You can rest the elbow on the ground if you want and slowly lower this leg out to the side. As you lower it, keep rolling your inner thigh up, finding external rotation in that leg. And then inhaling it up to the center. Bend the straight leg, cross this ankle over that knee. So you're crossing your left ankle over your right knee. And then you're just gonna gently weave your hands in and draw the right thigh to your chest. And just stretch the outer hip one more time here with a couple breaths. Just coming into presence, just feeling your body today. How's it doing? Maybe expressing a little gratitude to your body for being here for you in such a kind and loving way. And then releasing that leg, releasing that foot. Reset your spine nice and equal on either side of the back. This time we'll strap the right foot, shoot it up. Straight arm, straight leg. And once you have all of that established, straightening the opposite leg. Dropping the outer right hip down toward the left inner ankle. And just breathing there. Just stretching. You might notice one side is a little tighter than the other to begin with. That is not uncommon. Breathe. Send the breath right into any tightness that you might feel. And then keeping the belt in the left hand, let's gently take the leg over slowly. Stay active in the opposite leg. Keep dropping this upper hip down. You can counterbalance with your right arm. And just breathe into the stretch. Straight arm, straight leg. Big breath back up to the center. Switch the belt into the opposite hand. Roll the toes out from the top of the thigh. And very slowly take this leg out. Try to stay grounded through this left leg best you can. And just breathe as you stretch this leg out to the side, opening up the inner leg now. Nice big breath here. When you're ready, inhaling up to the center, bending the opposite knee, unlooping the belt, crossing your right ankle over your left knee, and then weaving your hands to take that left thigh toward the chest, any amount. Isometrically, using your elbow, you can kind of guide the bent knee away from the shoulder, any amount. And if you want to add a little movement, that's fine. Breathing into the tightness in any place that you're feeling it. Good, and then releasing that leg, uncrossing that knee. Put your feet together for a minute, put the bottoms of your feet together, and just let the knees come out to the side. And let them open up. And then taking the arms up to the ceiling, palms facing each other, plug your arm bones in, have the arms on railroad tracks, and then get hold of the elbows. Inhale the elbows up, then exhale them over the crown of your head. Just opening up a little bit more. Couple big breaths there. Big breath in, exhale, release the arms out to the sides. And then just draw those legs back together. Let's take the feet mat width apart. And we'll just drop both knees off to one side. Arms can go out to the side. Just stretching these anterior hips a little bit. The feet stay glued to the outer edge of the mat. Inhaling up, exhaling down, just to warm up a little bit. Let the breath move you. You can go at your own pace. You can pause and breathe into any tightness that you feel as well. Inhaling to center, exhaling, releasing at your own pace. Couple cycles. Good, and then inhaling up to the center, exhale, roll to the right, and very gently press yourself to come up. Ah, yes, very nice. Okay, so from here, we're just gonna do a little bit of cat-cow. So we're gonna do a little cat-cow. Palms beneath shoulders, knees beneath hips. We're gonna inhale, we're gonna lift the chin, lift the chest. Drop the belly and lift the tail. Exhale, tail goes down, belly goes up and arches, chin to the chest. And just do this with your breath. As you inhale, you're lifting. And as you exhale, you're squeezing out. So do this with some breath. Letting the movement follow the breath. Exaggerating the movement a little bit. After your next cat, you can inhale to a neutral spine, spread your knees, big toes together, and take a nice child's pose and just stretch it out. Take a couple of breaths here in your child's pose. Good, and then inhaling up to all fours, coming into alignment, knees slightly behind the hips. We're gonna curl the toes under, take a deep breath in, and exhale, press up into downward facing dog. See if you can lift your hips up nice and high. Press your knuckles forward on the mat, take your chest towards your thighs, take your thighs up and back, and reach into the heels. And here we go. Couple big breaths here. And then inhale, look up between the hands. Exhale, start to walk forward slowly. Let your feet land beneath your knees, under your hips, hanging loosely for a moment, releasing the neck. When you're ready, hands to the tops of your thighs. Inhale up with a nice long straight spine, coming into an upright position. Good. And then from here, let's just inhale the arms out and up. Take a steeple grip by clasping your hands and pointing your index fingers. Press down into the feet. Lift up through the hands. Deep breath in. Exhale up and over to the left. A little side stretch. Inhale up to the center. Exhale over opposite side. One more time each way. And notice as we're doing this, inhaling up, exhaling over, are you equal in your feet? Are you more on one foot than the other? Can you come into both feet equally? As we do our standing poses, we're gonna really pay attention to our feet a little bit. So come equally into both feet. Inhale up, exhale, release those arms. Okay, good. So I'm gonna just bring my stool close by so I can hold on to it. You could hold on to the back of your chair, you could hold on to a wall, or if your balance is very good, you can hold on to nothing at all. But what we're gonna do is get your feet parallel, and I'm gonna have you come way up on your toes. So you're lifting your heels up as much as you can. Just lift those heels up and be in the toes. Feel the sensation of lifting the heels. Good, now place the heels down. Now you're gonna be in your heel and you're gonna lift up your toes and lift up through the ball of the foot as best you can. Trying to stay upright still. So you're lifting the balls of the feet and the toes and then place that down. I will do it one more time. Coming into the balls of the feet, we're gonna lift the heels. Come up steadily, come up straight if you can, breathe. Place the heels down, center and ground, and then lift up through the toes and the balls. Try to stay upright, try not to lean back too much. And then release that. And then take a moment and stretch your toes forward equally. Stretch your heels back equally, especially the inner heel. And then come into the inner edges of your feet and the outer edges of your feet equally. And then just pretend that someone's pressing down to keep your heels and your balls of your feet down, but act as if you're gonna lift them both up. So you're energetically lifting up both the heel and the ball of the foot and just feeling the resonance of doing that up into your legs, bringing strength into your legs. And as you do that, ground through the inner edge of the foot and the outer edge of the foot equally. Let your arms just extend by your sides, open, and your crown lift up. So reach down through those feet and lift up through your crown Tadasana. Down pose. Good, and then keeping all of that happening in the feet, interlace your hands, press your palms forward, and inhale, raise the arms up. See if you can press them up to the sky. Big breath in. Being equal in your feet, strong in your feet. And then exhale and just release the arms out to the side. Good, uncustomary clasp of the hand, opposite hand on top. Press forward, inhale up. Good, see if you can bring them back by the ears and up. Use the palms to lift the spine. And release. Good. And then just inhale the shoulders up to the ears, exhale them down and back a couple times. Good. All right, from here, I'm going to use my stool. You can use the wall, you can use a chair, but we're going to try to find a half bracket. So with half bracket, we want to have our feet under our hips and feet right under the hips. And we're going to try to get our spine nice and long in a straight line. It's almost like dog, but not quite. We're like in a bracket, and look forward a little bit. Thighs are moving back, breastbone is moving forward, making space in the spine, breathing, getting long and strong. Deep breath in, and then look up and slowly walk forward. Good. So next we're going to work with the stretches that we did in the beginning. So I'm just going to put my stool here. Again, you can have a chair with a brick or two on it, or you could go right up against the wall if you're feeling like you want a challenge. I'm going to take my belt and I'm going to loop my foot. I'm going to bend it and I'm going to bring it right up onto my stool. And then I'm just going to try to take a minute to organize my pelvis. So I'm going to drop my outer hip down. You know what? I want to mirror you. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my right one here. So right leg up. I'm going to drop my outer right hip. I'm going to start to lift my chest and find as much uprightness in my chest as I can. I'm reaching out through this foot. My standing leg toes are going straight forward, and I'm going to practice what I've just practiced by feeling like energetically I'm lifting my heel and ball of my foot and coming in the inner and outer foot. As I do the same thing with the extended one, as if I was standing on the wall. And just breathe there for a minute. Broaden your chest. And then when you're ready, gently bend that leg and take it down. And then we'll do the second side. So I'm going to take my left one up. I'm going to organize it. I'm gonna stand up nice and straight. I'm gonna organize my standing leg to go straight toward the wall. I'm gonna drop my outer hip down. I'm gonna lift my chest and breathe. Just opening the back of this hamstring again. Another nice 2 breaths there. And then when you're ready, bend that knee and gently step down. Good, now we're gonna take this 1 step further. Belting the foot, taking the leg up to the wall or the stool or the chair, dropping the hip, standing up straight. I'm gonna take my right hand to my belly, and I'm gonna roll my belly toward my lifted leg. And as I do that, I'm gonna drop my outer hip down. I'm gonna walk this hand down the belt toward my foot. I'm gonna try to get up straight and tall. And then I'm gonna kind of roll my chest open. As I drop my outer hip down of my lifted leg, I'm gonna take it in toward the other hip. Strong in my standing leg foot, inner and outer edge. Isometrically lifting up on the heel and the ball. And breathing. Good. Exhale, come back to the center. Bend the leg, release the leg. And then we'll do the second side. So lifting up. I'm gonna belt it. I'm gonna get nice and tall again. This time I'm gonna take my belly, my hand to my belly, and I'm gonna roll it to the left. I'm gonna walk my hand down the belt. I'm gonna keep rolling to the left. I'm gonna try to come back so that my hips are a little more over my ankle, and I'm gonna keep rolling open here. Keep dropping my outer hip down, and then can you broaden your arm out into a little twist? Keep breathing. And then slowly come back to the center, bend the knee, and come on down. Good, so that should be opening up the hips pretty nice. Next, I'm gonna just drop the belt, and I'm going to come out as if I were going into tree pose, and I'm gonna bring the leg up. So there's an external rotation in this upper leg. It's rolling open. And my standing leg hip is right over my foot. And I'm just going to try to find Tadasana. I'm going to try to drop this outer lifted leg hip down. I'm going to bring my arms out to the side. And I'm going to roll my palms open and inhale my arms up. And then exhale, release that. Next, I'm just gonna gently bend that leg. I'm not gonna take it down, I'm gonna bend it. And I'm going to just take my standing leg and take the heel out a little bit. Take the heel out a little bit and the toes in a little bit. And then from there, I'm just gonna practice, that's a little hard. This is a tippy stool. I'm gonna practice bending at this leg, at this knee. So it might be easier if you're on a chair and not a tall stool, but practice bending that knee. Get strong in the standing leg, keep bending this knee. Take your arm in front of the knee to keep it from caving in. And then roll your heart open any amount. Strong in the standing leg, take the arm behind you. And then inhale it up. Breathe, roll your heart up. Really stretch yourself up and over. Belly rolls up to the ceiling, heart rolls up to the ceiling. Keep bending that knee. And then inhale, warrior 2. And very gently, take that leg down. Now that woke up my hips for sure. We're gonna do that whole little series on this other side. So first, we're gonna start with the standing leg straight forward, but we're gonna strongly externally rotate the leg we're gonna lift. And then we're gonna lift it. And just slowly straighten it. Slowly let it roll open so that the toes go toward the ceiling, the knee goes toward the ceiling. And then organize your pelvis. We're dropping the lifted leg hip down. We're getting strong in our standing leg. Isometrically lifting the heel and the ball of the foot and coming equal into the inner and outer edges of the foot. Go ahead, and then we'll take the arms out to the side. Roll your palms open. Inhale those arms up. Stretch up to heaven. Increase the torso length as much as you can by lifting up through your arms. Outer hips moving in. And then exhale, releasing the arms. From here, we're gonna bend this leg. And you might have to step out a little bit. You're gonna turn the standing leg toes in a little bit and the heel out. You're gonna drop this lifted leg hip down as much as you can and lift up on the standing leg hip. And you're gonna keep bending, trying to reach for the chair or the stool in front of the bent leg knee. Keep bending. Can you lengthen the underside of the torso as you're bending here? Can you ground through the outer leg of the foot? Can you roll open through the heart? Take the arm behind you, palm rolls open, and then inhale that arm up, making a straight line from foot through fingertips if you can. Rolling the heart, keep bending the knee, keep strong, and let the breath flow. And then might you be able to let go and find some ease, relative ease in this moment. And then when you're ready, inhale up, find like a warrior two, bend a little more, and then slowly come down. Good. Excellent. And we'll just kind of shake that out a little bit. Ooh, that was good. All right. So next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a nice little Uttanasana with slightly wide legs, and we're gonna let our head come to a rest. So I'm gonna take my feet a little more than hip width apart. I'm gonna come forward first. My bricks are on top of each other, and I'm just gonna straighten my spine first and get nice and long. And then I'm just gonna bend the elbows back, and I'm gonna bring my head to rest on my bricks and release my hands. Release my shoulders. You might lower the bricks if you need to. You might need a chair and a brick to get your head to rest, but you want to get your head right on the crown of your head. And just let everything else release, like let your shoulders just drape. The knees can be ever so slightly bent instead of locked. And everything's just coming to a sense of rest and peace as you let go. Good, and when you're ready, hands to the tops of your thighs. Inhale up with a nice long straight spine. Good, and it's time to come on down. We're gonna settle down a little bit. First, we're gonna take an active bridge, but we're gonna have a brick close by to put it under our sacrum when we're ready. So first, with our active bridge, we're gonna walk our feet right into our sitting bones. We're gonna roll our shoulders under. Taking a nice deep breath in on the exhale, we're gonna lift the pelvis up. Roll the shoulders under more, maybe even clasp your hands under and roll them. And just continue to lift that pelvis. Try not to let the knees splay. Keeping the energy moving from hips to knees. And just find relaxation in the buttocks equally from side to side. Relax your lower back, but keep that pelvis lifting up. Couple big breaths there. Shin stays right forward into the sternal notch. Releasing the hands, let the spine slowly come down to rest. Good. Then we'll press up again. And this time we can put our brick beneath, either on the low height or maybe even the medium height. If you're feeling very ambitious, you can put it on the high height. But think about the sacrum fully resting there. And just find a sense of evenness in the way the sacrum is resting. Your chin is going right in the center of the sternal notch. Your shoulders are resting equally from side to side. The backs of your arms are resting equally from side to side. And then you're in your feet equally, inner edges and outer edges of both feet. Let that breath go deep. Let it fill your belly up as you inhale. Let your belly release as you exhale. If you're on the medium height, you might want to take the brick a little bit lower and make sure you're right on your sacrum. Roll the shoulders under. Take the knees up toward the chest and then just lift up for a moment to have the legs up. You can reach the tailbone a little bit if you want to. And just let the energy descend like a waterfall. You can make sure your ankle joints are loose if that feels good. Soften the muscles in your face. And then bending at the knees, land your feet. Make sure your spine is equal again and long. And then if this is right under the sacrum, very relaxed, even a little bit low, you can straighten one leg and then the other. If there's any pain in the lower back, it means it's too much under your lower back here. So make sure it's under your butt and sacrum and not your lower back. And then just reach through the heels and just surrender here for a moment into this little stretch. Bending one knee and then the other. Press into the feet, lift the pelvis, and gently remove your block and slowly settle that down. Taking the knees up to the chest. Squeeze them in a little bit. And then arms out to the side, keep the knees in. Hop your hips over just a little bit to the right. And then drop your knees off slowly to the left for a spinal twist. You can land, your brick is there, you can land on your brick or the floor. And just let go. Big, beautiful breath. Slowly inhaling, knees back to the center. Drop the feet to reset the spine. Knees up toward the chest, hop the hips over just a little to the left, and drop both knees off toward your right armpit, coming in for a little landing, and a supine twist. Couple of breaths into the lower back and the hips, softening the shoulders. Little inhalation back to the center. Drop the feet, reset your spine. And then one leg straightens and then the other, allowing the legs to land as wide as your mat. Arms by your sides, palms facing up. 45-degree angle of the arms. And then just begin to soften and settle into your Shavasana, your time of rest, where everything is exactly as it should be, and not even a single thing needs to change. Softening your face, your eyes, your jaw, releasing your neck, your shoulders. And as you exhale, just releasing both arms equally. Releasing your back body, your buttocks, hips. And with an exhalation, release both legs equally. Dropping into stillness. Resting in your wholeness. Open. Relaxed. Still. And as you rest there, I'm just going to read you a little something from the Dao of Healing. It is actually much easier and more fun to be compassionate, kind, generous, and forgiving. But people seem to forget this and wonder why they find themselves in a world out of balance. When we forget ourselves, we lose touch with the earth, believe in powerlessness, invent a wrathful God, cruel leaders, uncaring parents, rebellious children, a desolate world. Your relationship with the universe reflects what you remember. There is no advantage to living in fear. Wake up and pay attention. And bringing a sense of kindness and generosity and affection to yourself. You can gently bend the knees and hug your knees into your chest. And with an exhalation, just roll softly to your right side. With an inhalation, you can press up to find a seat. And we'll draw our hands to our hearts. Lifting your heart up towards your head, just gently bow your head to your heart in gratitude for your breath and for your life and for another day. The part of me that is fully whole and awake sees, honors, and recognizes that part within you, which is whole and fully awake. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me. Have a beautiful, beautiful week, and I'll see you next week.